Hi, I'm Courtney. I'm an editor with O'Reilly, and I'm here today with John Allspaw and Steve Souders, who are the co-chairs of Velocity Conference. And we are talking today about the Velocity California 2013 conference, and very specifically what you will see there when you come, because it's going to be awesome. So let's start with Tuesday.
Hey, John. Hi, Courtney. And hey, Velocity crowd out there. I was excited to do this because we put the schedule together and the speakers are incredible. I was so wowed. So we're going to talk about Tuesday. That's Tutorials Day. We've got two mobile tutorials, two mobile experts. Max Furtman is going to be talking about HTML5 and speed. And Guy Poe is going to talk about responsive images on mobile, something we all care about and is going to make mobile sites faster.
So in the operations track on Tuesday in the tutorials, we've got managing Postgres with Ansible in EC2. Ansible is the new configuration management. It's not Puppet, it's not Chef, it's a deep dive. Amazon Web Service for MySQL. This is an evergreen topic. By Lane Campbell, Abe Stanway, and John Cowie are going to be talking and open sourcing some code about searching metrics and being able to find similarity between metrics. And then the ever-popular Theo Schlossnagel is going to be talking about monitoring and observability. Like every talk that Theo gives, it will have surprises.
In web performance, okay, performance is part of your continuous integration build. Yes, Marcel from Twitter is going to be talking about that. Mark Nottingham, head of the new HTTP 2.0 effort, is going to be talking about HTTP, Speedy, TCP. You've got to have metrics when you talk about performance. Patrick Lightbody from Browser Mob, now at New Relic, will be talking about metrics. And then I love these at the end of the day, the last tutorial. Sergey, Andy Davies, and Rick are going to be doing a workshop where they're just going to do live analysis, performance analysis of URLs. So very unique concept to pull in somebody from the Obama campaign. So we've got Kyle Rush doing a plenary session about working on Barack Obama's website. And then that's the day we've got mobile performance and web performance. Maybe I'll do mobile performance really fast. We've got Andrew Betts from Financial Times. He's been doing a lot of mobile talks lately. He did a great talk at Velocity Europe last year. Stephen Woods from Yahoo talking about touch on mobile. We've got speakers from the Canadian Public Broadcasting System have a great case study about how performance dramatically impacted the bottom line. Jordan Williams from Amazon talking about the never-ending debate about native versus web. We've got my office mate, Ilya, talking about the actual components of a 4G network. And we have Gulin from Facebook talking about mobile performance and engagement, some great stats that they have.
Wednesday morning opens up with a keynote by a man named Johan Bergström, Dr. Johan Bergström from Lund University. And he's going to be talking about what, where, and when is risk in system design. Johan is recently finished his PhD in escalating scenarios and how people work under certain conditions, and is a well-regarded member of the resilience engineering and cognitive systems engineering domain. Brendan Gregg is going to be following up a little bit later about performance methodologies. If anybody's ever seen any videos that Brendan's ever done from Joyent, he knows that they know that there's a lot of science here. Next one is capacity planning for Twitter. Trying to think of a better talk for capacity planning. Bryce Yan and Aaron from Twitter. Well, the next up is perceptual diffs, and Brett gave a talk last year at Ignite. This is a completely different and totally out-of-the-box way of looking about change awareness. Jason Cook is going to be talking with experience from Fastly about tuning TCP from the web. They know what they're doing over there at Fastly, and generally speaking, they've got a lot of hit tips and tricks. Adam Lazar from Facebook is going to be talking about building a billion-user load balancer. It's likely that this is going to have very large numbers with very good pictures and probably some graphs. And then Ben Christensen from Netflix is going to end the day talking about application resilience engineering and operations at Netflix. Netflix always a well-worn road for speed and handling unexpected failures.
So also on that day is the web performance track. We've got two performance tracks on that day. And so in the web performance track, we have Ito from Contendo talking about DNS, something we all love to hate. Steve and David from Video.js are going to be doing a talk about buffering. I just released a blog post 5 minutes before this video started on buffering video, so I'm interested in that. We're going to have Vina from LinkedIn talking about templates. John Fox from Torvid, regular at the Velocity and Performance meetups, talking about synthetic versus RUM. Again, a never-ending debate. We're going to have Wesley Hales talking about Phantom.js and using that to do performance monitoring. And MNOT, Mark Nottingham, is going to be back again leading a panel talking about the new effort for HUP 2.0.
Dylan Richard is going to talk about how they executed game days on the Obama campaign. There's an interesting thing about the Obama campaign that if nobody can do any fundraising if the site is not up. So I'd argue the fundamental reasoning for the Obama's success is part of Dylan's story. A little bit further on, Kate Matsudaira, who's well known in the ops and engineering community, speaking on culture and management concepts. She has a keynote talk called "If You Don't Understand People, You Don't Understand Ops." This is worth anyone's time who has ever done engineering ever. Nick Berry from over at LinkedIn will follow up about reflecting a year after migrating to Apache Traffic Server, a fast-growing reverse proxy since it's been open sourced a couple of years ago. After lunch, Sasha Bates, who's an excellent advocate for both open source and configuration management, is going to have a talk called "Getting Started with Configuration Management." And right after that, appropriately, Sam Kotler from Red Hat is going to talk about configuration management anti-patterns, so they should be complementary. After that, Baron Schwartz, in his new startup, Vivid Cortex, is going to be talking about quantifying abnormal behavior. Anomaly detection is a very, very important thing in our world, and that's what he's going to be talking about. Colin Charles from the Monty program and a well-known figure in the MySQL community is going to follow him up with automated MySQL failover with MHA. Automated failover of anything is always very interesting, and so I'm sure that Colin will have good stories. And then finally, in the ops track, Shrevina Perry and Alex Honor is going to talk about retooling Adobe, a DevOps journey from packaged software to service provider, and some of the lessons that they've learned and deployed at Adobe.
We've got Nicole Sullivan. She's one of the veterans of speaking at Velocity. I think she's been at almost every one in the U.S., talking about the top 5 performance shenanigans of CSS. Arya from Sencha, the JavaScript expert, is going to be talking about tools for tracking JavaScript performance. 2 newcomers to the Velocity community, Emily and Rachel from ModCloth. I just met them a few months ago. And they're going to be talking about metrics on the front end, a deeper dive into RUM. And then if you could have any speaker come to Velocity and talk about performance, who would it be? Alex Russell. And he's here. He's going to come and he's going to talk about something kind of new on the edge, web components. Love having that. And then we've got Josh Varance from the PageSpeed team. He's going to be talking about some things that didn't work with PageSpeed, things that you would think would work and didn't. Love those counterexamples. And Philip Tellis talking about a new way to load scripts asynchronously. And we wanted to end with a strong speaker. And who do we get? Nicholas Zakis is going to be talking about JavaScript performance and the right and wrong things to do.
Last but not least, we have the culture talk. One of my I'm most looking forward to Dan Milstein talking about how to run a postmortem with humans, not robots. Right after that, Gene, Jez, and James are going to talk about DevOps. It's not just for web ops, and we have the metrics to prove it. Hopefully bridging the gap into an enterprise world with this sort of dev and ops cooperation. Jennifer Davis from Yahoo is going to talk after that about visualizing self, exploring your personal metrics. And I'm particularly interested in that as we've been starting to graph our sleep for engineers who are on call here at Etsy. James Turnbull follows up after that, Once Upon a Time, Why Operation Mythology Matters. Jonathan Reichold from Twitter is going to be talking about managing incidents in the wild. I suspect that there will be dramatic stories there. And Velocity favorite, and no one will ever come and be disappointed, to a talk by Adam Jacob. The talk he's giving is called How to Win Computers and Influence Reality.
I'm really excited to hear about it. There's going to be code, there's going to be culture, there'll be hallway tracks, there will be a bar, it will be in California. We'll put the URL at the bottom here where people can go and check out the schedule and register.
Lightning demos, Ignite.
Yep.
And if any attendee at Velocity wants a hug, I will give it to them.
There will be hug ops. Yes. Wonderful. Thank you two both for joining us. I'm going to release you both back into the wild and look forward to seeing you in California soon.
Thanks, Courtney.
Bye.
Thanks,
Love
Courtney.
you, John.
I love you too, Steve.